Hey there, it's Paul from the growth team at Commandbar. Today I just want to take you through a highlights tour of a blog post that we've written really recently. It's called Product Operations versus Product Management. Now, both of those terms seem very, very similar, but they are wildly, wildly different. You know, I was on Reddit just a couple of weeks ago, and there was a lot of questions and conversations in the subreddit, the product subreddit. So I want to take this opportunity to walk you through a blog post we've written to really demystify the whole approach. When you read the post, here are some things you'll get out of the juicy bits. So just the history of both of them, why they're important, you know, product management and product operations. What does each do? Like, what does a product manager do and what does a product ops manager do? Very different, but in the same field. How you can optimize for both, and kind of this next question I love is like, well, when should we hire a PM versus a POM, and what can you do to take action? Okay, so in the early days of product management, again, we came out of like the 1930s here, when people were focusing on sales and marketing. There was this shift then to go into this product focus as people were building out these different elements of features. The evolution into tech then came along with the Silicon Valley bubble. You know, we had these champions of these organizations pioneering the development of these products. It's really what pushed that hierarchical structure to, I would say, more of an agile software development framework. And we were able to get a lot more done, a lot more efficiently, and to a far higher level of standard. So then came this idea of, you know, product operations. We got a ton of PMs rocking out, and PMs have to do a lot. You know, there is a lot for them to hold. There's a lot for them to think about. There are a lot of decisions, and sometimes PMs will have to kind of manage all of that on their own. However, we now have this idea of product operations, and product operations, as you'll find here, is, I love this quote here, I'm just going to read this out to you directly. So product ops focus on defining and optimizing the process within your product development cycle. The rest of it there. Basically, anything a product ops person can do to manage the processes around what a PM can do lightens the load of the PM so they can focus more specifically on product management and the development aspect of that, whereas all of the operational stuff around them gets soaked up by the product op person. It is a wonderful, wonderful combination to have. So product managers, they're the visionary, you know, the creators. They're the ones making big dreams happen. However, product ops people are more behind the scenes, making sure everyone's working to the highest standard, everyone's happy, everyone's rolling forward, projects are hitting deadlines. That's kind of what a product ops person are. Now, again, they fall very closely in together, but you need to be very clear on what those responsibilities are. So a PM, we're very skilled in what a PM does. You know, their vision and execution, they're doing the customer advocacy and research, they're road mapping, they are jumping into meetings between all the different departments of your company or org, and they're tracked on performance analysis. And if you go down to a product ops person, they're doing the product lifecycle management. They're also doing cross-functional collaboration, because obviously they have to be a stakeholder in all this to understand what's going on. Data culture, really interesting, because they have this, let's say, like a high-level approach across the company, right? They're able to see a lot more than what a PM might be able to if they're focusing on that one particular vertical or feature. An ops person gets to kind of look high-level across the board. And there are other little tools and processes they do, which you can dabble into here. Skills, a product ops person is usually, you know, my lovely typical type A people who I absolutely love for an ops role. When you want to join them two together, we got this actually from a Slack community that I'm in. I interviewed a couple of PMs, and this was a really profound result by Dimo. He said, I've seen the product ops role vary significantly across companies, just as some PM responsibilities differ. More specifically, the structure and positioning of the ops team has a bigger impact on the product ops function, right? So it's all these different organizations structure their team differently. Some lean more to the product ops and PMs being separated and running two like work streams concurrently. Some just have the PMs who take on the responsibilities of the product ops role. So they're doing all of the above, which is pretty tough for a lot of PMs to handle. So here are some tips on if you are wanting to define it. So one is be clear on your roles. Two, make sure there's nice and open communication. Embrace the differences. There is going to be a dichotomy there between objectives and what they're both trying to achieve. And that little push-pull is really important to acknowledge and flag. And then create some shared goals. Obviously, I mean, goes without saying, but you want to be aligned there. As you're reading the post, we give you some examples on, should you hire a PM or a product ops? I mean, I definitely think you should be hiring a PM first. I mean, it makes the most sense, right? And then as the PM scales in scope and you get a little bit more hairy in your workload, maybe you want a product ops person to come in. We also did a podcast episode that chatted a little bit more about that kind of stuff there if you want to go check it out. All right. So that was a quick recap. Go and read it. As you can see, there was a bunch more there to go through in the article that really breaks down both the roles, a little bit of history and what their scope is and how to implement it. Enjoy it. And until next time, bye for now.